defense is killing us.
I obviously did not see that coming.
Hey, Dallas! The last time you were in the Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't born!
Is it okay to be speechless in the second pick of the draft?
Because the Jets are now on the clock. Oh boy. And that's when things always get interesting. Man.
With the ninth pick of the first round, the New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady.
This has to be the biggest mockery I've ever seen in my entire life.
We could trade a
Hands
coach.
down, the
I
biggest
would
mockery.
trade him right
It's an
now.
absolute mockery.
We'll see. Number one pick in the 2005 draft. The commissioner has the card.
The San Francisco 49ers select Alex Smith, Ronnie Brown, Braylon Edwards, Cedric Benson, Troy Williamson, Mike Williams, Jamal Brown, Thomas Davis, Travis
We
Johnson,
have
David Collins.
Aaron Rodgers, still a quarterback waiting to happen.
Why don't you want to play for the Chargers?
We're not really giving details right now. We just we've made our decision, and that's what we're sticking to.
San Diego Chargers select Eli Manning, quarterback, Mississippi.
You see now, he's getting booed all over the country.
Now Eli is a villain.
The New York Giants select Phillip Rivers, quarterback, North Carolina State.
What are the teams telling you?
Well, I hadn't gotten a call yet from anybody. I'm just excited, as of right now, to be a Giant.
The San Diego Chargers and the New York Giants have exchanged their draft picks, Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers.
I never say anything like this. This is great. Here we go.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper, in a way?
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, April the 16th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. RadioPeteM, Mr. Harry Lugnutz. Say hello, gents.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, everybody.
So I got a question for you, Radio Pete.
Yes, sir.
To kick it off. I literally went on Facebook on my phone really quick while the intro was playing. And we had audio, and it was live. That whole gorgeous intro that you did. So kudos to you. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
Till they rip it probably for
I didn't hear any of it.
But I didn't hear any. I saw it on our screen here on the computer, but I didn't hear a thing. So now I know there was audio, so we're fine, right? But we weren't hearing it live for us.
Welcome to another episode of Old Guys Using Technology.
There you go. No. It was fine. I checked it on Facebook, and we had audio.
By the way, we're on the air.
We are on the air.
Oh, okay. Sure. So it was streaming, but
it was streaming, but we just didn't hear it local to us here.
I heard you breathing. That was about it.
Well, we heard you breathing. And I heard Harry. I heard you on your computer, on your keyboard. I heard you entering in some stuff. So
I was actually on my phone.
That was your phone. Oh my God!
I wasn't typing. I wasn't typing on my keyboard. Might have been tapping on my desktop.
There you go. Anyway, so again, how are you, just on this fine draft show? This is our fifth annual draft show. Five. We've done 5 of these now.
Now,
fifth annual draft show.
This could possibly
be our last draft show.
It could be the last one that I can actually tolerate.
There you go.
Because let's face it, if the Giants blow this, it's just sort of like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to talk about that. I got a few ideas of my own as to what's going to happen.
Of course,
I'm sure you do too.
Of course,
everybody does. Right?
John has thoughts from round 1 through 33, and there's not even 33 rounds.
There's 7 rounds, and I know what they're going to do in round 40. So let's put it that way. 41 actually.
Notre Dame has this backup halfback snap long snap.
Oh no! Take it, Rudy. Take it, Rudy. It's done deal. They're already talking.
Rudy's dead already.
Rudy is about 180, but they're going to draft him. They're going to give it a try. Taking a flyer on. Taking a flyer. But anyway, I know we were talking about Mel Kiper this afternoon. He told me to tell you hi. But he, I disagree with him as I normally do. But we'll see how that pans out.
Mel Kiper disagrees with him.
Mel Kiper disagrees with himself.
Disagrees with Mel Kiper, yeah.
As we've been sitting here for the last 2 minutes, he's already come up with 2 more mock drafts.
Exactly. Well, his goal. I'm 100% believing in this. His goal is to come up with every single combination.
So he can say he was right.
So whatever happens in the draft, he can post the one that is right. Say, see, I knew this was going to happen.
Right. It's like if you call every pitch a home run when you're at the ball game. You know, you're going to be right a couple times probably. So we'll go, oh yeah.
Exactly.
In my draft that I did last week, I had this guy going 7th. So
Exactly.
listen, the guy has made other than, and I have no idea like what his percentage of being right or wrong is. But other than like a weatherman, is there anybody who's made more of a career out of forecasting something and being wrong all the time? I mean, that's his whole gig, right? What else does he do besides the draft?
Nothing.
You know, I mean, I assume he's on, you know, certain talk shows, you know, other times other than around the draft. But I mean, that's his thing. That's his main thing that he does.
It is.
You know, and again, and he's I don't know what the
I'm sure he writes for a couple of publications.
Yeah, right. But I mean, he's not calling any games. He's not an analyst or anything like that. He's just a draft guy. So
Mel Kiper Jr. has a historical accuracy rate of 23% when it comes to predicting first round NFL draft.
I think the three of us beat that.
Based on his final mock drafts over a 5-year period. Now, this is according to the Huddle Report in 2014.
All right, so he's had 11 drafts since then. So
yes.
So he's up to 26%. Now, does that mean that nobody really can do this, right? Because there's trades and there's movements and there's you have team personnel that are saying one thing, although maybe without saying it, trying to lead other teams to think that this is the direction they're going when they have no intention of going. It's just really impossible to do this. So I mean, this is the so-called expert of experts, and he's not doing it. So nobody can really do it. But yet we spend, and by we I mean as a nation and as a media circus, and even us, we're devoting almost a whole entire show to the draft.
Yeah,
which nobody can seem to ever get right, other than, you know, a few picks.
Well, we're determined to get ours right. We want to be more right than the experts. Because
the next year the WNBA draft.
It's not that bad.
Did you watch the WNBA draft, by the way?
I did. Yeah.
Tell me this, Johnny. Did you catch any of it?
I did not actually.
Okay. Tell me if you think I'm wrong here, Harry. It was really, really well done.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much BS going on.
They were quick.
Yeah.
They already had
relevant.
There's only how many teams in the NBA? 14 teams?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But they had excellent information. There were no balloon heads who just want to talk and go on and on. It was, you know, I didn't know who any of the players were.
It's difference between women and men.
Yeah. Well,
it was a pleasure to watch. The actual format and the way they do it.
I could have told you who the topic is going to be. I knew that.
If the Giants had the topic, they probably would not have taken page breakers.
Probably not.
Because it just wasn't convincing enough.
They would have traded him.
They would have traded him.
It took her 4 or 5 tries to win a championship. That's, you know, we can't wait that long. And she's not from North Carolina.
Exactly.
Or Duke or wherever. Danny Dimes from North Carolina, right?
Well, she is from basketball school, so that helps her.
Yeah. Danny Dimes from Duke. Paige Becker grew up in Wisconsin, so I mean, Giants are all about, you know, pulling people from wanting to interview has-beens from Wisconsin. So not to take Becker does.
I think there's too many bros in the New York City area with access to podcasts talking about New York sports these days.
I think you're right. Well, before we get into more of the draft, because we're going to dive into it right, you know, in about 3 minutes.
I'm going to dip my toe in gently.
Dip your toe in gently. There you go.
Let's take a couple of minutes to research some websites and see what to pick.
I got my 10 betting. I'm all set.
I agree.
I'm going to do what I've done the last 2 years, and I'll explain what that is when we get to it.
Well, I know what it is. You take somebody that you like, and then you take two or as other picks, and you make some crazy prediction and draft thing. That doesn't make any sense.
That's what I do for everything else, not this.
and then you say Dallas Mavericks, and then that's it.
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to trade to their third pick.
I think they're going to get Dirk Nowitzki, a three-way trade between the Mavericks and the Ottawa Rough Riders.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's get to the good stuff before we get to the great stuff, I think. That's where you're going, aren't you, Johnny?
Exactly. Let's kick it off with our game of the week.
Yes, indeed. Meme of the week. You know it, you love it.
You know it, you love it. By the way, I didn't hear any audio for that either. Just wanted to let you know. It's on, like it's streaming. I just didn't hear it locally.
Yeah, so I don't really
let it go. Whatever, we'll figure it out. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, so maybe
other than us talking, there's really nothing we have to listen to in this.
No, we know what it is.
So we have to hear in this program.
Well, the music helps.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a who it is, but so. Anyway, all right, game of the week. Let's see what we got this week. No, that's not. That's what's brought to you by.
Oh.
And it's still that rental.
I see. Oh, that I did not know.
Well, it was in the body of the text on the email. So,
let's face it, all buds are really just renting them.
Yeah, I forgot about that, and so I thought they were two memes, and so I just grabbed the first one.
We're off to a rousing start.
So you know
the other one.
Hopefully the next meme involves Mel Kiper and misspelled food items.
What's funny is above where they were in the email spelled out what to do with it.
Oh, well, like I said, I was in a hurry, and I just saw the email, and then
nobody reads.
And grabbed a meme. So I guess we'll say it's. I'm not going to put it in now. It's a whole.
No, let's put it back up. So maybe the week is butt rental.
Butt rental.
I send you guys things that are way better than these.
What do you mean?
I haven't seen one. Butt rental. Butt rental brought to you by Butt Rental.
Not only a meme, but a sponsor.
Sponsoring itself. There you go.
So I guess you get to choose your butt?
You can choose your butt. B-U-T rental. Butt rental. To rent a butt. And I can't even see the rest of the letters that weren't even lit up.
Just the butt?
Just the butt. You take the butt.
More than one?
Where does the butt stop?
If you have the money, go for it.
Okay.
The butt stops. Butt stops here.
It ain't here. It ain't there.
It ain't here. It's fair enough.
All right. So
it ain't fair.
All right. Let's get on to sports.
All right. Let's go back to that. All right. There we go.
All right. Meme of the week. Thank you very much. A bridge.
All right.
Meme of the week.
A bridge meme of the week. All right, folks. This day in Get On With It Sports Podcast history is our fifth annual NFL draft show. NFL 2025 college draft is coming up next Thursday. So 8 days from right now. 8 days from right now. The 10 seconds will be on the clock. And who will they pick? Let's see. Well, we have our choices, and other people made theirs as well. So, who should Pete and Harry? Who do you think should kick this off?
I think you should.
Since I'm the only one prepared.
I'm ready. I have my list.
You've been researching this for 7 months. My eyes glaze over.
There you go.
I think Shador Carter is going to be the first pick.
Shador Carter. I think Cam Campbell.
I think Earl Campbell should do
the So let's see. All right. So I'll give you my number one. I'm going to discuss the ones. Do it like that, or you want me to give you my whole top 10?
No,
I'll give you my number
let's go. Let's do number ones and then
Number one. All right, my number one. I have the Tennessee pick Cam Ward, number one overall, quarterback out of Miami.
As do I.
As do I.
As does. We're in agreement with the number one overall.
Yeah, this. I mean, this is probably one of the most locked in number ones as far as everyone agreeing that this is the pick for the Tennessee Titans.
I believe so. Watch them actually pick some place kicker.
And listen, I'll just say this about Cam Ward. He's no Ryan Tannehill.
He's no Ryan Leaf either.
That's true too.
Well, he is. He is right now.
At the moment, right.
Yeah. All right. So number two. You want me to do my number two, and then we'll
have that
around?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Who has the number two pick? Is it Cleveland?
Cleveland has number two pick.
Yeah, Cleveland's taking Shedeur Sanders.
Wow.
You have Cleveland taking Shedeur Sanders.
Yep.
All right. Let's copy and paste that for you. All right. And we'll go. We're going clockwise. So Harry, who's your who do you have Cleveland taking?
I think they should take Carter, but I think they're going to go out on a little bit of a limb and take Travis Hunter.
And I got to tell you, that's exactly going to happen. Cleveland Browns are taking Travis Hunter.
I think his stock has risen. People are finally looking at him.
Cleveland Browns take Travis Hunter.
I'm sorry, Travis.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys think he'll play two-way or?
Yeah. Wherever he goes, he's playing. Yeah. He may not play an overwhelming amount of second way, whichever that is. You know,
I think he'll play less.
I think he'll play wide receiver. Actually,
really? I don't know about that.
No, I think he'll be in for. And I might even close to 50-50, but I think his cornerback play will edge out his wide receiver play. Yeah, just a little bit.
But if it's the other way, what do you? If you're primarily using him as a receiver, what do you do with him in the defensive situations? You make him a nickelback, or so that he's in some of the time?
You just see how he does.
Well, I would put him in a nickelback. Is what I would do. Yeah.
Or do you go, well, you're going to play the first offensive series and defensive series, and then maybe the next offensive.
It depends on what team it is.
He's on Cleveland, so he might play four positions.
Exactly.
And here's the deal. While he's at this age, let him fucking play. Let him play.
Yeah. Oh no, he'll play both ways. I just think it's going to be like 55-45. Cornerback to wide receiver. That's what I think.
Because if he gets hurt, then we'll go, oh well, the NFL doesn't care about player safety. How can you let a guy play both ways? But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. All right. Harry,
if I'm wrong, of course, which is likely.
Harry and I are locked in so far. I'm feeling it's about to change. But
all right, Johnny gets the pick the Giants at number 3. Oh no!
Well, Harry.
Harry gets to pick the Giants. Right.
Harry.
All right. Who I want the Giants to pick at number 3 is not who the Giants are going to pick at number 3.
Who do you think the Giants are picking?
I think they're going to go with Abdul Carter.
They 100% are going to go with Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter will be the number 3 pick. Yeah. Absolutely. There you go. And I got to be honest with you, Harry. I know you want your Sanders. If Abdul Carter is sitting there at 3, the Giants can't not take him.
Yeah, I mean, he'll still be a better quarterback than Russell Wilson and Flip Wilson.
I wouldn't mind
we got it.
I wouldn't mind Flip Wilson.
Yeah, Rachel Wilson. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind Flip Wilson taking a couple snaps. To be honest.
Yeah. So rather see Rachel Wilson take a few snaps.
That's good. Yeah. Tom might have a couple of issues with that.
Who's the other backup? We got two backups now. James Winston. Yeah, we're paying two backups to start. It worked well in Chicago. It worked well in Pittsburgh. It'll be great.
James Winston is he's a Heisman Trophy winner.
James Winston sucks. Anyway, on to the next pick.
Hang on. All right. With the number 4 pick overall, the New England Patriots, or the Patriots of New England, your New England Patriots are taking Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU.
All right. Well, in my draft world, the guy we were just talking about a couple picks ago for the Cleveland Browns, you guys were, is going to the Patriots at number 4. That's Travis Hunter.
You have Travis Hunter going to the Pats.
At number 4, yeah. He's too good to pass up for them.
Because you had George Sanders going to
Cleveland. Cleveland, yeah.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And Harry, you have going to the Pats.
You know, I think in pick 4 and 5, they can be interchangeable, and I'm not 100% sure. They even kind of look the same. I agree. It's going to be Will Campbell, although I would not be surprised if they took Mason Graham. But I'm going to go Will Campbell.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Tackles are hard to come by, and there you go.
Yeah, they need protection for Drake, man. They absolutely are taking off offensive tackle. And I agree with you. Mason Graham at that point, it's pretty much even on the best player available meter, if you will. But the Pats needed an offensive tackle more than they needed a defensive tackle. But there you go. We concur on that one as well. So you and I are locked up so far. Top picks. Pete, number 5.
Number 5 for me, and that is the Jaguars.
Jackson.
The Jaguars.
Well, the Jags are still in on Trevor Lawrence, despite many people thinking he's a bust, and so they really need to protect him, and they have some good.
If they go the Daniel Jones route, they need to sign him to a huge contract and then wait 3 more years.
Yeah. Well, I think they're still thinking he can obviously get a lot better than he has been, and they want to protect him, and so they're going to take Armand Membu out of Missouri, the offensive tackle.
Armand Membu. You think the Jags are taking Armand Membu?
Yep, they want to provide protection for their franchise quarterback.
And you have the Jags taking Armand Membu over Will Campbell.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. Harry, who do you have, Jags?
I got Jags taking Mason Graham, defensive lineman.
And we continue to be in lockstep, sir. Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan, is going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. There you go. All right, cool. Las Vegas Raiders are picking 6th. And Harry, who are they taking? So he's talking, but I can't hear him. Is he muted?
No.
Can he hear me? Harry, can you hear me? Harry, can you hear me? We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Yes, we can. There we go. Right.
So what I was saying was that here's where I'm going to go on a little. I'm going to kind of go out. I think the Raiders are going to take Ashton Jonty. Why is that so funny?
Because it's exactly who I have taken. We're taking the running back for Boise State.
Yep.
They are. Ashton Jonty is definitely what the Raiders need. They need a ground game to go with Mr. Smith.
I would not be surprised if they take a chance on Sanders. It wouldn't shock me, but I'm going to go safe here. I think it's Chanty.
They're not because Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. They're not going to waste. I mean, he's.
I know.
They're not going to pass up Ashton Jonty.
Yeah, I got it. The other option too that I think they might go with is a wide receiver. And if that's the case, I think Luther Burden from Missouri might.
It's not a bad pick. It's not.
But I still think they're going to go running back. Although it's rare to see a running back these days this high in the first round. Last time it happened, did that running back? How did that running back do?
Last time a running back got picked in the top 6. He went second overall to a team in the East.
Yeah,
and he just won a Super Bowl too.
The Eagles.
With a different team in the East.
Oh no, they didn't. All right. Well, we're back in lockstep. You guys are right on this one. From Boise State, it's Mr. Jeffy going to the Raiders. Look, it's Pete Carroll. What does Pete Carroll do? We run the ball and we play great defense.
We run the ball. No interceptions.
I'm excited to see Pete Carroll back.
I didn't say. Well, that's why they run the ball.
Yeah.
Because when they
not always.
Fucking Patriots win another goddamn Super Bowl. But yeah, this is the run component of that game plan. So there we go.
All right. Moving on to pick seven would be your. And I'm pointing to Pete. New York Jets, and I have them taking your pick to go to Jacksonville and the baby Armand Membu. Offensive tackle from Missouri.
That's who I have Jets taking too.
Well, it's not your turn.
I know, but I'm save some time.
You guys are not Jet fans, and
Pete.
Your faith in them is magnificent. If you remember the video that opened this show,
yes, I remember.
It featured a pic of the Jets from years ago involving Kyle Brady from Penn State.
Kyle Brady, yes. Kyle Brady was good.
Instead of Warren Sapp.
Until he got to instead of Warren Sapp. Well, that was the problem.
That was so. They're going to do it again. With the number 7 pick out of Penn State, they're taking Tyler Warren, the tight end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because they're the Jets.
Who I don't think is on anybody's board higher than what? 26?
Probably not.
Yeah.
They think it's a steal. This is
I
the guy that's going to make everybody else look stupid in their minds.
No, they need an offensive tackle to protect.
They do. I'm not saying they're right. They're wrong. Yeah.
All right. And then Harry already said he agrees with me taking Armand Membu, offensive tackle. All right. So Pete, who's picking? Who's picking 8?
So that brings us to, I believe, the Carolina Panthers at number 8.
Carolina Panthers, that would be correct. Yes.
Now, I heard rumors today on the Sports Network that the Giants, if Shedeur Sanders were to slide all the way down to number 8, they were going to try and trade up and get him. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't think it is. And I don't even want to get into trades and all that. So the Carolina Panthers are going to take your defensive tackle from Michigan, Mason Graham.
Mason Graham. Yeah, taking Mason Graham.
The Panthers have a terrible defense.
They do.
Graham's going to be top 10. Probably top 6.
Or top 8 in my world.
Yeah, he's top 10, a little lower.
He's got a little lower. Harry, you have going to the Panthers.
Excuse me. I think it's going to be James Pierce, the edge rusher from Tennessee.
Is that right? All right. Did I send you my list?
No.
This is funny because that's exactly Carolina's taking an edge rusher of Tennessee, James Pierce Jr. So we're only going T though. Yeah,
have we agreed on every one?
Every single one were the same.
That's insane.
Which one? Pete's the only one that's varied a couple. We've got 1, 2, 3 that are different. I think they're 4.
But Harry knew that was going to happen.
Exactly.
I tried to play it off like I was going to take this seriously, and then I pulled Tyler Warren out of my ass for the Jets.
You did. I mean, some people have him in the top 10, but nobody has him as high as 7.
Exactly.
So I like that. It's not that goofy.
It's not that goofy. There you go. James Pierce Jr. edge rusher from Tennessee. He's going to cancel that. 8. All right. Harry, kick us off for 9. Who's the Saints taking?
All right. So this is again going out a little bit only because I believe in this guy, and I don't think he's going to drop beyond the top 10. I think the Saints are going to take Shedeur Sanders, and I just think they're going to take him. I really do. That's my pick.
That's your pick. Do I have to tell you who my pick is?
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I'll show you. If I can take my screen and show it to you. The Saints take Drew Sanders, quarterback, Colorado at 9. He's not dropping any further than 9. Derek Carr is not. He's more banged up than Daniel Jones. Is Derek Carr?
Yeah, Carr's not. I don't think Carr's
Do they start Carr and wait for him to get hurt, and then they
Carr's hurt. He's already hurt.
Carr's already hurt.
He's not coming back before the beginning of the season.
No, he might be back.
No, not for the beginning of the season.
So they might.
He's mostly out of the season.
Sanders is dropping to 9, and the Saints are not letting him go. They're going to grab him right there, and they're taking him. And you'll see Sanders starting game 1. For the New Orleans.
All right. Well, he, if that's the case, he won't have Will Campbell to protect him. That's my pick for New Orleans at number 9.
You have Will Campbell going to New Orleans at 9. Will Campbell, the offensive tackle from
Louisiana,
LSU
University.
All right. So
and at pick 10 to round up top 10, Chicago Bears will be taking who he thinks that the Jets will take. And they're going to not. He's not dropping 27. He will go with 10. Tyler Warren, tight end at Penn State, will go to Chicago Bears, giving Caleb Williams another threat. He can block great. He's a really good tight end. He's a good receiver. So it's actually, I think, probably it's definitely the best tight end in the draft. So he's going to the Bears next time. Pete, who do you have Bears going to take?
Bears.
Who do we think that you didn't take yet? You've taken. We've got the same picks, just not the same.
No, Pete's taken a couple that we have not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Let's see.
No, he has the same.
No, essentially, we do have the same list.
We have all the same list, except
it's just not in the same order.
Right. Same order.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see. This might be the capper that breaks that streak here. The Chicago Bears are going to take an edge rusher from Georgia named Jalon Walker.
Wow, that's your first pick that you buried off my list. I was going to say, pick an edge rusher from Tennessee, James Pierce Jr. Then we had the same 10 people. So who did you pick? I'm sorry.
That's a Jalon Walker from Georgia.
Jalon Walker, right? Jalon Walker. From Georgia. And Harry.
Sorry, John, I'm going to break our romance up here. It's the only one I disagree with you. I'm going to go with, I think the Bears have taken Tyrone McMillan from Arizona, wide receiver.
You think they're going what? You think they're going receiver, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, I do not feel well on
Logan.
But yeah, I think they're going wide receiver.
Yeah, fair enough. There you go. All right, so until we were all, you and I were lockstep with pick 10, and we were all had the same players until pick 10.
Yeah.
So the only player on my list that's not on Pete's list. That's not on Harry's list is Tyler Warren. The only player on Pete's list is not on anybody else's. Jalon Walker, and of course Mr. McMillan from wide receiver that Bears have taken.
So he's got one quote unquote wild card, so to speak, who's not on anyone else's list.
Not on anyone else's
so
list.
That, you guys are in lockstep.
We're in lockstep through pick 9. Yeah, exactly.
So we're in lockstep through pick 9 on personnel, just not order.
Right. I agree with there might be some trades. There's also some of the it's so varied this year. We've got guys projected at number 4. We're also projected at number 21. So it's just who knows? If it's best fit, Who knows? I mean, a lot of people see the Steelers really hot on Sanders. A lot of people see Sean Johnson, or however you say his name, falling all the way down to 20 for the Broncos. So we'll see. I'll be waiting with bated breath.
I will not even remember
who
I said I was picking.
You know that you'll pick.
I have all listed here, and I put together a list, and I put together an article on all those picks, put them up on the my website, share it on the page, so everybody will know what picks we have before the draft. So there you go. Those are our top 10 picks. Now, on that note, though, let me scroll back up my notes here. On that note, I will tell you, as far as trades go, there are going to be a few trades. There 100% will be a few trades. Which one?
Tell us what they are.
I'm not 100% sure who. There are a couple teams that might, but I will tell you this much: the Giants. If Jackson Dart falls, the Giants taking a dual Carter. If Jackson Dart falls, if they get into the high teens, and Jackson Dart's still there, the Giants are going to try to make a trade to get back in and take Jackson Dart as their developmental quarterback, if you will. All right. However, if Jackson Dart doesn't fall, or they can't make a trade, and this guy is still there at 34, which is the second pick in the second round on Friday, obviously, which I think he will be, because teams don't necessarily need a quarterback as they get higher in there. I believe the Giants, they can't trade back Jackson Dart on Thursday. They will take Jalen Rowe from Alabama on Friday in the second round, pick 34.
Do you think that on the Giants?
I mean, the Giants are going to take a quarterback, but it's not going to take Jalen Rowe.
Do you think if both Dart and Sanders are available, that they'll take Dart over Sanders?
If Dart and Sanders are available, do I think they'll take Dart over Sanders? I can't tell you that. I honestly don't know. They did bring Sanders in yesterday for a workout. I don't know whether that was smoke and mirrors. I don't know if that was real. I don't know. I can't read Shane, and I can't read Dave what they're saying. I know they love Dart, and I also know they love Rowe.
It's interesting. I think he needs to sit behind somebody, but his intangibles, he kind of reminds me of what's his name on the Ravens?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I was going to say Janet Jackson.
He's does remind me a little bit. Around the nose area.
His nipple slits are incredible.
100%. Yeah. Exactly. And he does know a lot of music.
Well, and it's Mr. Jackson and nasty.
Exactly. Mr. Jackson and nasty. Yes. But that being said, he's got the perfect opportunity to sit behind, Huey and Dewey for this year on the Giants and learn hopefully the good things from them and not bad things from them. Look, I thought about this too. We'll talk about that. But I really believe that that's what's going to happen. They trade if Jackson Dart falls to somewhere between 18 and 24, and the Giants trade back in and grab him, they're going to. If he doesn't,
we shall see.
If he doesn't, because I have a feeling with George Sanders, like you and I had said, the Saints taking him. I have a feeling the Steelers are going to take Jackson Dart.
Good.
And
they don't pick to what, 21?
They pick 21. Let's say right now, actually, I have it right here. They are picking. Steelers pick 21. Steelers 21. So if they take Jackson Dart, the Chargers aren't taking a quarterback. Packers aren't taking a quarterback. Vikings aren't taking a quarterback. Texans aren't. The Rams aren't.
The Vikings aren't taking a quarterback?
The Vikings have J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, that guy said, I don't believe in that guy.
They're not. They haven't played yet. They don't know. They're not going to know the quarterback.
I don't like what I haven't seen.
Yeah, right. The Commanders aren't taking a quarterback. The Bills aren't
Never have too many.
The Chiefs aren't taking a quarterback. The Eagles aren't taking a quarterback. So if Jackson Dart does, the Giants can't pick up Pittsburgh and take Jackson Dart. Pittsburgh does take Jackson Dart. No Rose in Area 34. They're going to take him.
Yeah. All right. You heard it here first. All right, folks.
There you go.
Your favorite black
There you go. We'll seal it. Yeah. So I really quick though on that note.
It's nothing I get really quick.
No, it's really not. It's really not. No, on that note though, I what you call it was oh shit, what was I going with that? I don't even know. That's what I was gonna say. As far as the Giants quarterbacks go, I just thought of it before. What we'll say now. Between Russell Wilson, obviously Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston are fighting all the snaps this year. But I want both of your opinions. Who do you think should, not will, should start over the other one of those two?
Well, I think Wilson will have. I think Wilson will go in as starter.
I do too. Who should? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I just like them both.
I'm aware. That's why I'm asking. Out of those two, better two evils, who should start week one at least?
I think it's going to be Wilson. I just think that because of his history, I think he's going to get favoritism from the coaching staff. I think that they're going to, much like Pittsburgh did last year, I think they're going to convince themselves they have the best chance to win him early on. Wilson.
Pete, you agree with that?
I mean, Wilson's got a better resume.
He's also got a better record in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think you give it to Wilson until he fails.
Until he doesn't deserve it, right? Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's less of a risk to put him in there and go, okay, let's see what you got, kid, than I think it is Winston. Although Winston is not a bad quarterback.
It's not really. He just throws many picks.
Yeah.
That's
He's also bad. He's not bad. He just throws a lot of picks.
He's a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. You know, but here's the thing, though. Right. But my point is, I'm not saying he throws many picks. He throws completions. I'm saying he throws many picks. He throws touchdowns. So there's a difference there, right? So
there's many picks and completions.
That's a bad.
Well, that's not possible because a pick is a completion. So you're always getting another one.
Completion to your receiver.
Does a pick actually count as a completion?
No,
it should.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I was in a fantasy league where it did.
It doesn't count as an incompletion or a completion, does it?
It doesn't count. No, it's not incomplete, but it counts as an. So it has to be incomplete, or intercept. Those three.
So it doesn't count as
if a guy goes 20 for 30, but he throws 3 picks, then he goes 20 for 27.
Well, no,
17 for 27.
If he throws the ball 30 times,
pass attempts versus
if he throws the ball 30 times and he connects on 20 of them, but 3 of the incompletions were interceptions, he's still 20 for 30 because the 10 that he missed, 7 of them were incomplete, 3 of them were interceptions. He still threw the ball 30 times. But
it counts as an incompletion.
It doesn't count as an incompletion. It counts as
an attempt and an interception.
Right. If they say how many
not a completion.
If you went 20 for 30 and three of the attempts were interceptions, then he had 7 incompletions. That's the difference. That's how it is. Anyway, but my point in bringing this up is I agree Wilson should start. But my wish is that Wilson starts every game, but Winston does all press conferences. That's what I want.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of praying. It's going to be a lot of praying.
Jameis Winston.
Exactly.
Or behind
and throwing scrambling.
I don't want to be around. Anyway. Yay, go Giants.
There you go. So those are our picks. That's our draft. There you go.
All right, there you go.
Harry, anything else for
Football, man.
for football? Pete, you have anything else for football?
I just wanted to ask you guys. They're making some rule changes. I don't want to dwell on this too much, but
Sure.
remember when they were trying not to have the guys returning kickoffs get killed?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have to fix this because they're getting smashed and they're getting hurt and blah blah blah. And so they came up with the rules that they had up until this upcoming season, or they changed them over the last couple of years.
One year now.
Right, and then nobody was returning the ball.
Right.
And so now they're like, well, we need some returns because it's certainly one of the most exciting plays in football. So now they moved touchbacks out to the 35-yard line.
Oh, God.
But
Why don't you just give them the ball at the 10-yard line and score a touchdown?
I knew
Short the field. Not make it 100 yards anymore. Make the field 20 yards.
I think they should start at your own 15. I think a touchback should start at your own 15.
It's first and goal every series. You go, then you go.
35. Jeez.
Let's go.
At the end of the game,
let's score 200 to 130. That's the score. You know, it's fucking stupid anymore.
Yeah,
I'm done.
It's
ridiculous.
right. They don't want the kickers because everybody can kick the ball through the end zone now, right? On the kickoff. So they're like, all right, well, you better kick it to somebody, or it's going to come out an extra 5 yards.
Well, you see, that's exactly what they're doing. They don't want there to be a touchback 35. They just want kickers to not kick it in the end zone.
Yeah, they want the kicker to not make it a touchback, and that means you're going to have more returns. Although
more guys getting there.
Closer. Well, but then they move the offensive and defensive lines closer.
They're closer, so they didn't build up enough speed. It's not as bad as it used to be. We were running from the 20
So
yard
you won't have two guys that are covering, 60 yards between them, running into each other potentially. But I don't know. They just keep messing with the game. Here's one thing. Let me ask you about this. One other thing with replay now, right? They can use replay assist to overturn calls where there's clear and obvious video evidence that a penalty should not have been called. And there's 5 penalties: hitting a defenseless player, a face mask, a horse collar, tripping, and roughing/running into the kicker.
Okay.
So now they're saying, okay, we can use replay assist. I assume it'll be a challenge thing. And if the call was bullshit to begin with, it can now be overturned.
Right.
It's probably a good thing, right?
That's a good.
How is that different than any of the other challenges?
Well, because these were now you can
Challenge
things.
non-calls.
Right. Well, now you could say that shouldn't have been called and get a challenge on these things. The thing though, roughing/running into the kicker. But the one they really should have put in is...
I think you should be allowed to run into a kicker whenever you want.
They still want to keep that one in their pocket. They don't want to fuck around with the quarterback.
Well, because that's the one that...
Because Patrick Mahomes still playing. That's why they want to work without that.
Make it interesting.
Where I was going.
I think you should be able to hit the kicker at all times, even if it's on the sideline. Let's just make it interesting.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
He's walking to his car. You can...
Well, what we'll do is we'll get some Jankowski's back, and then we'll be kicking it. They'll just be squibbing it to the 10, and then they'll come downfield and tackle you.
Exactly. As he's walking off, plays over, the whistle's like, up and running out, just take out the kick, run his way off the field.
Right, or the kicker takes out somebody else.
That's true. It's not a bad idea. I like that. There you go.
Yeah.
Put that in. Mark that down. Mark that down.
That's the only. I think that's the only thing I had about football.
There you go.
All right.
Bunch of little stuff, and we got some housekeeping. If you want to get to that. About baseball, you want to talk about?
Well, no, I got. Hold on a second. We're doing anything else. I have an NFL just quickie.
All right.
Who would you say? We'll start with Pete on this one. Who would you say are the top 3 worst draft picks of all time?
In the NFL?
In the NFL. Not in the NBA.
That's tough. There's been a lot of bad ones.
There's been a lot of bad ones. No. So
yeah. Well, are we including like I don't want to include like guys that just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
It's up to you. I mean, it can be whatever you think. I mean, this is a personal list, right? There's no right or wrong answer here. So it's just your list. If you want to include them, include them. If you don't want to include them, don't include them. It's up to you.
All right.
What do you think?
This is not necessarily 3-2-1 or 1-2-3, but
it's three. It doesn't matter what order.
Let's see if I could remember anybody's name. Who was the quarterback? I think Minnesota took him. Could throw the ball 95 yards in the air.
Minnesota took him throw the ball 95.
I don't know. He was like the biggest quarterback bust ever.
Ryan Leaf?
No.
Achilles Smith?
No.
I don't know.
I gotta look it up.
Minnesota took him quarterback, throw the ball 90 yards in the air.
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
I always think of him as a Raider.
Maybe it was the Raiders. I don't know.
It was the Raiders. Jamarcus
Russell.
Yeah.
Maybe played for Minnesota later. Maybe not. Jamarcus Russell. He's definitely on the list. That was just horrible. I mean, I think I have to put. I don't want them to all be quarterbacks, but
doesn't matter. They're the worst. They're the worst.
I mean, Ryan Leaf was a number 1 pick.
That was,
and he was pretty bad.
Ryan Leaf is perennially on everybody's worst.
You know what? I'll be a homer and I'll put
the
bad Mr. Wilson.
Zach Wilson. He's proud of Miami now.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's never going to do anything good.
Yeah.
I mean, he might play a little bit better than he did with the Jets, but he's not going to suddenly come alive and be great.
That's true. All right, Harry, who are your three?
I want to say Bosworth, but that was kind of more injury related. I agree with Jamarcus Russell, and Ryan Leaf. I'm going to throw Trent Richardson in there, the running back from the Browns. And then here's one that I think was a big hype and a big bust. And that's Tony Mandrich.
Yeah.
Who? I didn't hear you. You cut out.
Tony Mandrich.
Oh, Tony Mandrich,
yeah.
All right. And who's your third?
That's not my pick three. I'll pick another one.
You said Trent Richardson and Tony Mandrich.
And I mean Ryan Leaf definitely be up there, but I'll pick a third. I mean, I guess just to add to the list, Tim Couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Couch was a bit of a bust, a little bit. And if I recall, the Browns had a choice of Tim Couch or Achilles Smith in that particular draft.
Pick poison.
Pick your poison, exactly. All right, so I'm not going to change mine up. I'm in lockstep with Pete and what Harry was saying. You got to pick Jamarcus Russell. You got to pick Ryan. They have to be perennially both on that list. But my third, homer-wise, same thing. Ron Dane. Heisman Trophy winner was a complete bust.
He had one good year.
He had one, maybe 2/3 of a good year.
2/3 of a good year. That was more than some of these other guys. Yeah, I had high hopes for Ron Dane.
I did as well. And you think about how that would have been Ron Dane and T.T. Barber.
The original Underline. Well, the Giants were really able to draft running backs back in the day.
Yeah, they were.
Rodney Hampton, Morris,
Joe Morris,
T.T., Ron Dane. Who's the other big fat fuck they had that they drafted?
The other big fat
Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs, Mark Bradshaw.
And then they traded for Otis Anderson, and he sat on the sidelines for years.
I was going to say Otis Redding. They traded for Otis Redding.
Well, people forget is that he was probably the best running back in the league. he kind of started to get a little on some injuries. The Giants got him on a
the Sanders scored a touchdown in the first Super Bowl.
Well, I know, but he didn't play much.
He didn't play much.
It's our draft/Giants running back show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We pine for the old days. Don't forget about Joe Morris. Don't forget about Joe Morris.
Another bust for you, another Giants running back bust for you. Don't forget Tyrone Wheatley.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jets buster. Like, you just have to name the last 10.
Throw a dart.
Well, I mean, for the Jets running back, it's Blair Thomas. That's the guy that
quarterbacks are hard to narrow down.
Yeah, and as far as running backs go, Lawrence Phillips.
Ooh, yeah, right.
He didn't even last year.
I thought he wound up playing for somebody else after that, though.
Maybe in the CFL or something. I don't know.
So I was going over from all time, I'm not going to go all the way back. But I was just going over just Heisman Trophy winners. Whether they were bust or not. I mean, you got Roger Staubach's Heisman Trophy winner, 60. Steve Spurrier won the Heisman Trophy winner in 60. Was the Heisman Trophy winner in 66. O.J. Simpson won in 68.
We're not really going to go every Heisman.
No, just looking at the ones that stand out that are good, right? Jim Hunt, 70.
O.J. was killer.
Stop it. All right. But just coming up to like the late 80s.
So that someone would make that joke.
Bo Jackson and then Vinny Testaverde in 85, 96, and Barry Sanders. There was a lot of good, non-bust, good players in a row. Then you get into like Ty Detmer in 90, right? Here you go. Who won the Heisman Trophy in 93?
Tim Couch?
No, I'll give you. I'll give you. Danny Werfel, close. Danny Werfel won it in 96. You were close. In 93, this gentleman became, in a few years, became the best quarterback in New York.
Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward, yes. Best quarterback in New York. Played for the Knicks.
Yeah, exactly. Did he play for Florida State?
Played for Florida State, yes, he did.
Who was his coach? Do you remember?
Jeff Van Gundy.
Van Gundy, yeah.
No, I mean Florida. There's that great quote there. Who's the best quarterback you had or whatever? And Charlie. No doubt.
Then you had Ricky Williams in 98.
Yeah, he was okay.
He was a right.
Not job, but he was okay.
Ron Dayton was 99. Chris Winkie. 2000.
Not good.
Winkie and
they get Carson Palmer. He
was good.
He had a decent
good. Jason White. Who's Jason White?
Kicker?
Jason White. He won the Heisman in 03. He was a quarterback. He went undrafted in 05. And he won the Heisman Trophy in 03.
I guess 04 was not a good year for him then.
Matt Leinart won in 04.
Yeah, see that's when like the college hype could produce.
Right.
He
was USC, right?
winner rather than giving it to the guy that really
exactly. Rich Bush in 05. Tebow in 07. Pete's favorite quarterback of all time, Sam Bradford in 08. Cam Newton won it in 2010. Here you go. 3 in a row. Cam Newton in 2010. Robert Griffin, RG3, won it in 2011. Johnny Manziel in 2012. Jameis Winston in 2013. Marcus Mariota in 2014. All right, so
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
ripping on that list as much though because they just beat him. They just beat him.
Yeah, they did.
He
but then they got a bunch of runs.
He was pretty good when he played, but then they sent him out there on a half-broken leg.
Exactly.
What do you think was going to happen?
It was fully break.
Yeah.
Then 2015, you got a bunch in a row that are solid quarterbacks, solid players, I should say. Derrick Henry in 2015. Lamar Jackson.
He's all right.
Lamar Jackson 2016.
So Lamar, here's the weird thing. Lamar Jackson was the Heisman Trophy winner. When was he drafted? 29?
32nd. He was drafted less than the first round.
Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
It is. 2017, Baker Mayfield.
I still have hopes for Baker. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Baker, I think Baker's better than actually his reputation, obviously.
100%. 100%. Kyler Murray in 2018. So
the verdict's still out on him.
Verdict's still out on him. Joe Burrow in 2019.
That guy's all right.
Can't win anything.
Devonta Smith 2020.
Yeah.
Bryce Young 2021.
Again, who knows?
Coming along. Caleb Williams 2022.
Again, who knows?
Jaden Daniels 2023.
Already a good pick.
Already a good pick. And Travis Hunter.
Well, there you go.
Listen,
remember when I asked, are you really going to go through every...
No, I skipped around.
He put the idea in his head when you said that. Well, I didn't go back to 1963. I think Hunter has more of a chance to be, because he's not a quarterback, he could be one of those Heisman winners who did good.
I think he's going to be a good player.
Yeah, he's going to be a good player.
I don't think he's going to be... I think he's going to be a valuable player. I don't know if he's going to be a Pro Bowler or anything. We'll see. Smart kid.
You know what?
Smart kid.
I don't expect him to play more than a couple of years two-way. And then maybe when he's, when he goes one way or the other and concentrates on that, then you might see him in the Pro Bowl.
I don't know.
I just think it's hard to be.
He's going to be good. He's going to be like your boy Ohtani.
There's no one like Ohtani. How dare you?
It's true.
How dare you?
How dare you, sir?
What else?
All right. And there you go. All right, well, that's all I have for football. So, do your house cleaning.
Let me throw two quick baseball things at you.
All right.
Not really anything we really need to talk about a lot. Just one, I wanted to ask you about who hits a lot. Well, we all know who has the record for most leadoff home runs, right?
Schwarber.
Yeah. Ricky's got 81.
But in the season it was Schwarber.
Oh, no, I'm talking all time.
All time.
Okay.
But who might have actually a legitimate chance of catching him?
Ohtani?
Not yet. He doesn't have enough yet.
Possible, yeah.
But who's pretty kind of close?
Consistent leadoff hitter?
Yeah.
Still playing?
Yeah.
Obviously. Trying to think of leadoff hitters.
American League, National League.
Where is he now? I don't know who he plays for now. His name is George.
George Springer?
George Springer. How many leadoff home runs do you think George Springer has?
He hasn't always let off either, which is great. Crazy. I'm going to say... How many is
I thought that's what I was thinking, Blue Jays, but I wasn't sure. So
yeah, how many is Henderson have? 80?
87.
81. I think Springer's probably in the high 50s, 58, 59, something around
60s.
He's got 60.
Okay. How about
a chance?
Here's the other guy that comes to my mind because he's still going to be playing for a couple more years. Is Schwarber, but I also think Mookie Betts is up there, isn't he?
That's a good question.
I bet Mookie Betts has 50-something leadoff homers. Maybe 40. Maybe not 50. But
let's see. Ricky Henderson, 81. Springer, 60. Oh, you're going to love who's in third. Retired Yankee.
Retired Yankee. Couple
years, amazing.
Soriano,
yeah. Number 4 is one of the Killer Bees.
Biggio.
And number 5 is I think this.
No, not
Bichette. No. Oh, sorry, retired Killer Bees, not the Killer Bees. One I think is like this. It was a steroid guy. I think Oriole came out of nowhere, had a couple of great years.
First baseman?
I don't know. His name, first name starts with a B.
Bobby.
Brady.
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 Bobby.
Brady.
I didn't Brady Anderson was right.
Was he? Oh, okay.
He was just good.
Let's see. Mookie Betts has. Okay, here we go. Yeah, now here we go. Mookie Betts has 52.
So it's not that far off Springer.
No, he's only 8 behind. Then you got. We like this guy. Was a Yankee and a Met. Retired now. Outfielder.
Curtis Granderson.
Curtis Granderson got 47.
He's got a lot, yeah.
Schwarber's got 46.
Did Granderson retire?
Granderson retired, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Jose Altuve's got 40. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Springer could catch him.
I mean, how many home runs did Schwarber have last year?
35? I don't know.
I mean, and how many of them do you think from?
How many leads?
So when you say lead off, it's first at bat of the game.
Of the game,
yes,
right.
yes. So yeah, 81, 60, Soriano, Biggio in the mid-50s, Betts at 52. So Betts and Springer would be the two guys.
Yeah.
I don't think Schwarber can hit another 35 lead-off homers.
Is he that far back?
Well,
he's got 46.
He's at 46.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, he's getting up there in age, too.
Yeah.
Betts is younger than Springer. Springer seems to have tinkered down a little bit. But yeah, who knows?
That could be something to keep an eye on.
It is.
The other thing that I found interesting...
Charlie Black can still do
it. Not anymore.
Why not?
He retired.
He did?
Yeah.
Last year?
Yep. See, this is how much Rockies get into the national media attention. It's a big deal.
Can Altuve hit another 41? That's the question.
He can hit another 2 World Series, for sure.
Yeah, I think if you ask him what he would take World Series.
Yeah.
I would imagine that would be the case.
All right. Anybody want to guess who has homered, or who did homer, I should say, on opening day this year, as well as the previous 5 straight years?
Yeah, who was that?
Was the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, the Orioles. I don't know his name, but I did see that.
Yeah, Tyler O'Neill.
There you go.
6 straight opening days he hit a home run. That's
Very nice. Nice job.
Tyler O'Neill is.
I mean, the Orioles are still not good, but.
Right. They were.
Yeah, they should. Well, it's still early. Are we happy for Ovechkin?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, happy and not caring much.
Right. One thing I will say, I like that it happened in the same number of games.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Because then we don't have to, he played, 65 more games than Gretzky, and it took him same number of goals, or when he tied him, same number of games, or one more goal.
And Gretzky has 7,000 more assists. So that's great.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's a better player or necessarily the greatest goal scorer.
You know what's fascinating about it is that he's doing it on arguably one of the best teams in the NHL on a team that has a chance to win a championship.
Yeah.
Right.
Again.
I know.
Right? They won their first.
Yeah.
So
that would be an interesting story.
All right, let's do a little housekeeping here because we have some over/under and a little are they for real?
Go for it.
So let's start with the over/under.
Mm-hmm.
Over.
Under.
Sorry. I thought I just wasn't hearing the audio. I was late to the...
No. All right, so as you know, in a previous show, we were talking about the NBA, and the playoffs were coming. There were still some games left, maybe 15, 20 games, I think it was. And we were saying we did some over.
Who's going to be in the top 10? Yeah.
1.5 game, 1.5, 4.5, and 8.5. So now that the season's over, we can review how we did.
All right, tell us how we did.
How did we do?
So let's start off here in the Eastern Conference. And as you can see, the 1.5, we all picked the Cavaliers. They were way ahead. Although I will say Boston did get to within 3 games.
Yeah.
I think they did. 8 games out with, was it maybe 20 to play? So almost there. So we were all right on that one. Celtics, 4.5. We all took the under. We were right. The Knicks, 4.5, et cetera. Here's where it gets a little dicey. Pacers, Johnny took the under. They came in 4th, so Harry and I were wrong about that. Bucks came in 5th. Harry took the under. Johnny and I took the over. And then the Pistons, I had more faith in them than anyone else. You guys took the over, and they were correct. They came in 6th. And then for the 8.5, we had the Magic. Harry and I took the over, and we were wrong. They came in 7th. Hawks, we all took the under. They came in 8th. And then Harry and I took the under on the Bulls. JJ took the over, and they came in 9th. And the Miami was 10th. We all took the over there. So if you kind of scroll through it, and I think I mentioned this in the last show, at the time, JJ was sweeping the East, and that's exactly what he did. He maintained that. He got every single over-under Eastern Conference playoff seedings correct. And at that time, I also mentioned that I had everything correct in the West. Now, do you imagine that held up?
Sure.
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out. It did not. So we all had the Thunder winning it, of course. Yours truly, the only one who had faith in the Rockets at 4.5. And they ended up in 2nd place. Lakers, I took the over at 4.5. I remember this was when LeBron got hurt. I thought he was going to be out for longer. And I didn't think they'd be able to hang on to top 4. But you guys took the under, and you were correct. Nuggets, we all took the under. They were 4th. Here's where it gets a little dicey. The Clippers came in 5th. They were in the 8.5 category. And we all took the under. So technically we were correct. But they sort of maybe at the time they didn't really belong in the 4.5 over under. But like I said, they came in 5th. So we were correct, but a little bit of a switch there. And then Timberwolves, we all took the under. They were at number 6. Warriors, same story. And then the Grizzlies, who were in the 4.5, they have stumbled and ended up 8th. Harry was prescient and took the over. Johnny and I took the under, and we were both wrong. And then the Kings and Mavericks, we all had the over. They came in 9th and 10th. So for this one, JJ, you had 2 wrong. Harry had
1 wrong.
1 wrong, and I had 2 wrong. So Harry wins the West, and Johnny wins the East, and you truly wins nothing. So there you go.
That's
the over-under for our NBA.
Somebody let me know when the actual playoffs start.
Saturday.
Yeah, this is play-in shit. This is garbage.
Yeah, I have to think they're trying to figure out what else to do. They just haven't come up with something they think is better, because this is not good.
No, it's not. It's stupid.
All right. Next up, let's go right to Are They For Real?
Let's do it.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste, see, real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Pretty sure that's real.
You're not real.
For real. Yeah. What is real?
All right. So one of the other things that we do, of course, in the Are They For Real, we were talking about the NHL and the playoffs. and the wild cards. And we said, who are the real teams for the wild cards? Now, that hasn't all been decided because there are a couple of games going on right now and looking like it will be decided tonight, but maybe not. But let's take a look at our picks and what we had. All right, so here we are in the West. It is the Wild and the St. Louis Blues. Johnny and I had it right. Harry had the Flames, but they came up a little short. And then in the East, the Senators are in. Johnny also picked the Rangers. That didn't work out. Harry has the Senators and the Blue Jackets, and I have the Canadiens and the Blue Jackets. Now, the Canadiens are current. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say one of those two is going to work out for you. So.
Yeah, so if the Canadiens win it, then we all end up 1-1.
Right.
And the Canadiens are currently coming to the end of the second, in the second intermission, I guess, actually. So going to the third period against the Hurricanes tonight, and they have a 3-1 lead. So if they win, they are in. If not, then we will have to wait on the results of the Blue Jackets, who are playing tomorrow against the Islanders. Because the Canadiens are 2 points ahead of the Blue Jackets. So,
did you ever think you'd see a year or a time when Rangers, Islanders, Penguins, and Flyers are all eliminated from the playoffs?
And the Devils are in.
And the
Devils were a perennially great team. But so were the Rangers, Islanders, Penguins,
Flyers, right. And Bruins.
The Devils haven't been good for
and the Sabres.
For quite some time.
Sabres.
The Sabres were great. Dominic Hasek years, they were great.
Then, yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not that far back.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I already know, I still forget that there's teams playing hockey where there's palm trees.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Still is. I was. Anyway. All right. There you go.
So there we go. Mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
Good job on the NBA, you guys. I have to say that.
We try. Now we just get what happens in the playoffs, which we'll probably devote most of the next show to the NBA playoffs. Quick draft recap.
When is the draft?
Next Thursday, a week from tomorrow.
All right, so when we come back for our next show, we will know the results of the draft.
We'll know the results. We'll have a quick
recap. We'll know the results of the draft and the NHL wild card.
And the NHL wild card. And we'll know next year's NFL wild card. And probably. And probably know the first round of the NBA playoffs will be
Ryder Cup.
Winding up or finish?
Well, let's see. No, 2 weeks, so the NBA will probably be 3 games into the playoffs. They move. It'll be like, well, game 4 and round 1 coming up here right after the Get On With It podcast. So
exactly. So we'll have some explanation.
I don't know if wrapping up or not, but
yeah, I think it's
don't have anything else.
I just want to say one quick thing, and we don't even need to discuss it, but congratulations to Ray Mallory. I mean, that's a huge win. Having to go to a playoff. Got his first green jacket.
Oh.
Golf.
Yeah, he's a polarizing character.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like him because of the whole Live tour.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, first he was against it, and then they threw a lot of money, and I don't know if that was just money corrupting or if he sort of saw what the inevitable was.
Yeah.
I felt really happy for him.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
But there was also
it's still golf.
Yeah, but the fact that it was so dramatic, like if he hadn't lost all those strokes, he'd won the thing by 3 strokes outright without a playoff. It would have been like, hey, good for you, Rory. Right. But the fact that he choked again and was able to come out of it and hit a couple of amazing shots. You know, that hook shot there on, I think it was 17 or 16, reminded me of, remember Bubba Watson years ago, sort of like hooked it out of some trees and ended up winning his jacket. But the fact that he was able to pull it together and come back and actually win it, and just the emotion, you know.
Ridiculous emotion that he had.
Yeah, it was really, I felt good for him. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I felt good for him.
Yeah, I was happy for him. I was happy for him when he saw the putt.
Yeah.
But I got one more thing on football to go out on, just as a thinker, if you will, and there's going to be a discussion on it. We all had our last little quick in there. So, NFL memes actually posted this, but it's true. But I mean, it's not what they're saying is true, but you'll hear. So Colorado Buffaloes, they're retiring Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter's numbers. During the spring game this Saturday. All right. So somebody tweeted or on X or whatever, or maybe they were on X, I'm not sure, but they said Cordell Stewart doesn't have his number retired. He won 2 bowl games and finished in the top 10 twice, but he wasn't the coach's son. So how do we feel about that? You know, how do we feel about the fact that Sanders, great player, Travis Hunter, clearly a great player. Do they deserve to have their numbers retired?
Yeah, I mean, they played there for 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard one. I think Travis Hunter deserves. I think. Look. Cordell Stewart was good. Cordell Stewart had a lot more talent around him.
True.
Cordell Stewart, I believe, played with the Heisman Trophy winner. I could be wrong on that. That might have been before him, but so I don't know. I don't know. It's I think it's a marketing thing, you know. And they're also trying to keep Prime there.
That's true. That's true.
I'll say this: Travis Hunter won an award recently, right?
Yeah.
So,
if you
want to say that's a reason to retire his jersey because he won the Heisman, I could say okay, you could do that. That's legitimate.
Right.
The only thing I'll say about Shedeur is, and about Cordell didn't have a portal. Cordell didn't have.
Yeah, but
team turning over.
But when Cordell played in Colorado, it was a top 10 destination.
Yes,
for recruits.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to disparage his talent or anything like that. And you're right. But I just think I don't think that makes him Shedeur any more deserving of having his jersey retired. But kind of when you look at what he did do with an ever-changing sea of players around him, you might maybe give him a little bit more credit. But you have to say that about anybody who had a lot of guys go through the portal anyway, which is
that's true.
So I think it makes it tougher.
Shedeur Sanders' numbers in 2 years. In 24 games, okay? He passed for 7,364 yards. His completion percentage was 71.8%. He threw for 64 touchdowns with a 7.1 TD percentage. He had 13 career interceptions. Okay? And his average yards per game in college, 306.8.
But do we apply the same standard to college? Or should we, I say? Let me ask you that we apply to the pros. What did he win? What did his team
what did Cordell Stewart win?
Won a couple of bowl games.
All right, bowl games. Shedeur Sanders won a bowl game too.
Well, what were the bowl games though?
It was the shit boy, bowl game.
What bowl games did Cordell win? Did he win a Sugar Bowl? Did he win a Peach Bowl? Did he win a Rose Bowl? I generally don't know.
When the Salad Bowl and the Toilet Bowl.
Were they all just whatever sponsored bowls or? I don't know. I mean,
Look, I just read what they put up there. I wasn't condoning that Cordell Stewart should have his jersey retired. I was asking, should Sanders and Travis Hunter have their jerseys retired?
Look, the Yankees have Mickey Mantle's number retired, and and whoever.
Well, the Yankees retired the same number twice. So, yeah.
I'm saying there's a lot of just because your numbers retired doesn't mean that there's not better players within the list of people whose numbers are retired.
Sure, I get it.
All right. So in 4 years, Cordell Stewart had less passing yards, less touchdowns, a 58% completion rating.
I'm not even
close.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Stewart was nowhere near the quarterback.
Look, clearly the person that posted this is a Cordell Stewart fan, right?
Yeah.
I'm not jumping on that argument with him. That's gone. All I'm simply asking is that did Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter deserve to have their numbers retired? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, why not? It's only the second player. I mean, with Hunter, he's only the second player in Colorado history to win the Heisman.
I would say yes on Hunter, no on Sanders. His numbers are gaudy. There's no question about that. But it's, I mean, could you say it was his 2 years there were a mini golden age for Colorado?
Yes, put him back on the map. They were a horrible
2 years ago
organization.
Well, I think it was Dion that put him on the map. Dion being there and the media's obsession with that.
Fair enough.
It was a terrible team, but they weren't a great team.
All right. I'm good. We good?
I think so.
I think we are too.
Let me just ask you guys this.
Go for it.
Going into the NBA playoffs, are you, without getting into the nitty-gritty, this could be a huge rabbit hole, but we're all tired and Harry's sick, so I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
Are you worried about the Knicks' record against Boston and Cleveland this year, which is 0-8?
Yes.
The Knicks aren't getting out of the second round.
Knicks will beat Detroit. That's it.
They're going to have a hard time with Detroit.
And they will. They go to Game 7. 6-7 with Detroit. They'll beat them, but they'll have a hard time. But they're not winning the second round. So.
All right, there you go. I'm not going to disagree with you. All right, Johnny, you want to take us home?
Absolutely. On that, we will wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everyone for watching. For those just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.getonwithpodcast.com. That's getonwithpodcast.com. Please remember, like and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search the Get On With Podcast. And of course, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well, on the Locker Room channel. Remember, we go live with video podcasts on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch every other Wednesday evening around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can still on our audio Spreaker, as well as everywhere that you find your audio podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to check out the draft next Thursday night. See how our picks stand up to what actually transpires. And we will talk to you in a couple weeks. So take care. Cheers.
Bye, everybody. Feel better, Harry.
Feel better, Harry.